Okay, so what if I told you that the secret to building a truly successful business isn't some brilliant, once-in-a-lifetime idea? What if it's something way more fundamental, something that, honestly, anyone can learn? Well, today we're going to break down that very secret, the one that really separates the businesses that thrive from those that just, well, they fade away.
It's such a tempting idea, isn't it? The thought that if you just cast the widest net possible, you're bound to catch something. But here's the thing. In the world of business, that is an absolute recipe for disaster. You just end up completely exhausted, pulling in this net full of tiny, worthless fish, while the specialist, the one with a spear aimed at one single prize catch, walks away with a feast. Think about it like this. Let's say you decide you want to write a novel and learn to play the guitar at the same time. You might make a little progress on both, sure, but you'll never really be a master of either one. That constant mental gear shifting, what they call context switching, it just kills your momentum. And it's the exact same in business. When you split your focus, you're not just getting 50% of the results in each area. You're actually robbing yourself of the deep expertise you need to truly excel in either of them. We've all seen this in our own lives, haven't we? The friend who dabbles in a dozen hobbies but never really masters any of them? Or that coworker who's always launching some new side project but never actually finishing it? Look, this isn't just some old folksy saying. It's a fundamental truth. Out there in the market, that lack of singular focus, it's fatal. And this right here is the aha moment. This is the secret that separates the struggling entrepreneurs from the wildly successful ones. Success isn't about having the solution. It's about falling in love with a problem. It's about finding one specific group of people with a burning, aching problem, and then becoming completely obsessed with solving it just for them. I'll never forget needing a specialist for a pretty rare medical issue. I didn't want a general doctor who had a vague idea of what was wrong. No way! I wanted the expert, the one who had dedicated their entire career to my specific problem. And you know what? I was more than willing to pay a premium for that expertise. Your customers are exactly the same. When you specialize, you become that expert. Your value skyrockets, marketing gets so much easier, and you get better results, period. Okay, so you're convinced, you're ready to become that specialist. But where do you even begin to find your niche? Well, the great news is it's not about throwing a dart at a board and just hoping for the best. It's actually a really methodical 3-step process that will lead you to a group of people that you are uniquely positioned to serve. I once worked with a client, just a brilliant programmer, but he had no idea who to sell his skills to. So we went through this exact process. First, he just listed his passions: video games, sci-fi novels, intricate board games. Then he brainstormed some niches from that: indie game developers, sci-fi authors, board game cafes. And finally, he vetted that list and realized, wow, indie game developers have the most urgent, expensive problems that he could solve. That's how he found his focus, and it's exactly how you can find yours. Now, this is a pretty radical idea for a lot of people, so lean in for a second here. We're so often told to follow our passion. But just look at this breakdown. Your skills and your passion for a topic, yeah, they're important, but they only account for about 20% of your success. A massive 80% comes down to just one thing: market viability. You can be the absolute best in the world at something, but if no one has a burning problem they're willing to pay to solve, you don't have a business. So what does viability actually mean? Well, it means you're looking for a growing niche, a rising tide that lifts all boats. It means painful problems. That's the actual fuel for your business. And competition? Believe it or not, that's not a bad thing. It's actually a fantastic sign. It means there's money being spent and problems that are proven to be worth solving. It's validation that you found a hungry market. Okay, so you've found your who, you've used the checklist, you've identified a viable niche that actually gets you excited. Now it's time to find their what. And to do that, you need to take off your entrepreneur hat for a minute, put on your detective trench coat, and start investigating their real core problem. It really is that simple. Think about it. You're standing on one side of a river, and you want to get to the other side. The river is the problem, it's the obstacle. But if you have absolutely no desire to get to the other side, then there is no problem. It's just a river. The desire for a different future is what creates the problem. First up, who? Let's say your niche is personal trainers. Well, you can't create a one-size-fits-all solution for them. Are you helping trainers who are just starting out and are desperately trying to find their first clients? Or are you helping experienced trainers who want to scale their business online? See? The problem is completely different for each group. You have to get specific. Next up, What? I once had a client come to me and say, I need more traffic to my website. That was just the symptom, the tip of the iceberg. But when we really dug deeper, the root cause was that his offer was confusing and his website was kind of a mess. He didn't need more traffic, he needed clarity. Your job is to diagnose the disease, not just treat the symptoms.
This is where you really start to get inside your customer's head. Where does this problem actually manifest in their life? What are the real-world consequences? Is it costing them money every single month? Is it causing sleepless nights and constant stress? Is it the one thing holding them back from achieving their dreams? Really feel the weight of that.
Timing is everything. Let's say you're a financial advisor. Is your ideal client a recent college grad who's terrified of making their first investment? Or is it a retiree who's worried about making their savings last? It's the exact same topic, investing, but it presents a completely different problem depending on when it appears in someone's life. And now, we come to the single most important question of all. Seriously, this is the question that will unlock the deepest insights and the most powerful solutions. So you gotta slow down here. Ask it again and again. Why? Why does this problem even exist? Why hasn't it been solved yet? Why is it so incredibly painful for your specific customers? Now, listen closely, because this is probably the single biggest mistake I see people make. They hear a problem, and their brain immediately jumps to building a solution. That's like a doctor prescribing medication without even examining the patient. You have to resist that urge to solve. Right now, your only job is to understand. Oh man, I have been so guilty of this myself. My wife will come to me with a problem and my fix-it brain immediately starts offering up solutions. But that's not what she wants in that moment. She wants to be heard. She wants to feel understood. And your future customers are no different. They need to feel like you get them before they will ever trust you with a solution. I once spent 6 months doing nothing but talking to people in my target niche. I didn't pitch anything, I didn't try to sell anything. I just asked questions and I listened. And at the end of those 6 months, I had such a profound understanding of their world that the perfect solution, it almost felt like it had been there all along, just waiting for me to uncover it. That's your mission. So you've done the hard work. You've become a world-class expert on your customer's problem. And now, my friend, it is time for the payoff. Because that deep, empathetic understanding you've built, that is the concrete foundation for creating an offer that is so valuable, so irresistible, that people will practically be lining up to buy it. This right here, this is the secret to creating a high-ticket offer. It's not about adding more bells and whistles. It's all about this simple equation. You maximize the dream outcome they want and their belief that they can achieve it. At the same time, you minimize the time it takes and the effort they have to put in. And because you've taken the time to truly understand their problem, their fears, their goals, you are in the perfect position to design an offer that absolutely nails every single part of this equation. I mean, think about the most successful companies you know. Airbnb didn't start with a clever idea for a website. It started with a problem. Hotels are really expensive, and people have extra space. Uber didn't start with an idea for an app. It started with the problem that getting a taxi in San Francisco was an absolute nightmare. The greatest companies are built on problems, not solutions. So I'll leave you with this. The question you should be asking yourself isn't, what can I sell? The real question, the much more powerful question, is what problem am I willing to fall in love with? What problem out there are you so passionate about that you're willing to dedicate yourself to solving it? Because when you find that problem, you won't just build a business. You'll build something that truly matters.